We're gonna get going. So first, I just would love everybody to just throw in the chat of where you are tuning in from today. Where are you tuning in from? I always love seeing all the beautiful people all over the world. Where you guys are tuning in from. Just gonna make my okay. Oh my gosh, so fast. Okay. Tel Aviv. Oh my gosh. Canada, LA, Albany, Los Angeles, Phoenix, Ontario, Denver, Washington, Minneapolis. Oh my gosh, all over. Florida, Irvine. So far, Laguna Beach. My mom's here. Toronto. Okay. Well, I'm so happy. I'm just going to move this chat. I just want to say, you guys, I'm so happy to be here and I'm so happy to do this. This is, for those of you who don't know, I have not done a free event for over a year since I had a baby. I was 8 months pregnant when I did my last free event. And you know that feeling when you're like, things need to be talked about and we need to have these conversations and do it together. And one of the big things that I've always been such a massive advocate for is really giving back to our communities as women, really building beautiful businesses that we love, and really bringing our passion into everything that we do. And that is what today is going to be for you guys. But before I set you up for all the things, I first would love to say how we do anything is how we do everything. You're here. I know a lot of people are watching the replay. The biggest thing, you guys, is just to show up for yourself and to really be present. Whoops, we're going back. To really be present, we're not going back during this time. So, one of the things that has been the biggest thing in business that has supported me is being all in on whatever I'm doing. So if you're here, be here. If you're here, take what you want, because I promise you the things that I'm sharing with you today can impact and change the trajectory of how you look at life, how you do your business, and how you do everything. And so one of the things that has actually served me in my business this year is doing less, but showing up fully for what I am doing. And so that is my encouragement for you today. And with that, I would love to know, why did you come here today? Why did you come here? You guys can just throw it in the chat. What pulled you to come here today? You can just drop it in the chat. New mom looking for my strategic pivots. Amazing. Perfect. I want to set up reoccurring income for freedom. I love the life you live and so aspire. Same. No. Thanks, Caroline. Why did you come here? Wanting to grow my business more. I'm working. Yes. Hello, Valerie. Yes, I'm so happy to have you here. Commitment, feel, present, be, looking for the push. Woo, these are coming in fast. Your energy in our podcast chat. Yes. Beautiful. So you guys can keep bringing in why you are here. And this is really important because we are drawn towards so many different things in our life for different reasons. And I think it's one of the biggest things that we're going to talk a lot about today is about intentionality and is about really being intentional about why we're doing what we're doing. Why are we showing up here? Like, you are here for a reason. You are on this training because something pulled you to something that I said somewhere. You saw it, or you're a client of mine. And it's really important to think about why we do everything, to really be intentional with your time and where you're putting your attention. So, one of the biggest things that I love to look at is getting honest about how business has felt this year. And this is really important because we cannot build businesses without really being honest about where we are and really being honest about what we are experiencing in our business. And I will be the first to say, you might have a range of emotions about how business has felt this year. It might have felt amazing, and it might also have felt heavy and challenging. And we're going to talk about it because business has been different this year in the industry. And if you've noticed sales, it has been different. So that's part of what we're going to talk about. but I want you to write in the chat, like if you got radically honest, if you just like got honest with yourself, heart to heart, how has business been for you this year? What would you really say about business? Throw in the chat hard. Up and down takes a lot of courage. Ooh, roller coaster, a new starting point for me. It just started a learning experience, scary, better. I feel more focused, but it's been hard. Completely flipped after baby, stressful, stagnant. Yeah, you guys can keep writing. My core business, but has been full power and inspiring. Amazing. And one of the things I wanted to also share with you guys, this is the beauty of being in an environment with other women is you can be inspired by women who are doing amazing in their businesses and use it as inspiration. And it's also a place where we get to be real about where things have been challenging in business and where things have felt hard. And I will be the first to admit for you guys, like I will share with you guys a lot of things that have shifted for me, but business is a full range. Like I don't know who anybody is saying that business is like the simplest thing in the world. It takes you on a ride if you haven't noticed, okay? It takes you on the biggest ride of your life. And it's the greatest gift, personally, if you take the ride. If you plunge into the ride of what business is giving you, it is the greatest gift of them all because it will show you who you really are and it will show you what's actually always been within you because it is challenging. And the challenge helps you rise to the occasion that you really are and what you have inside of you and what you really want for your life. And that's why I love to say that business, on one hand, is absolutely challenging. It is absolutely hard and hard in the best of ways when you meet that hard and you don't let the hard take over you, but instead you keep rising into what you actually want to lead. So, are we ready for today? I'm so excited. Today, by the way, you guys, I've never worked so hard. If you don't know me, I am not a slides person. I am not like a map it out person, but I really am all about service. And I felt it would be a disservice to you to not get absolutely everything that I have to give today. And that is why I've put so much effort into this training because my intent is that you walk away with seeing your business differently. You walk away with seeing new avenues for yourself. And if you want to, of course, get my support in that, there's many ways that I'm here to do that, and we can talk about it. But the first thing I want to name is the business landscape has changed. So for those of you who have been in business, it is different. If you've been feeling like, whoo, it's been a little bit more work, it's been more effort, it's not as easy as it used to be. Yeah, there's more of us, is the truth. What's actually happened is that there's more people running businesses, there's more people doing similar industries, and that's not a bad thing. In my world, I actually think this is the greatest thing for the women that I attract because I attract women who are in integrity, who actually want to serve something to the world and not just be self-service. And I'm telling you, those are the people whose businesses are going to last the long haul. Is that people are tired of the generic, the framework, the do this, here's your solution. They don't want that anymore. And it's actually requiring you to step into like truly innovating, which, by the way, that's what entrepreneurship is about. It's literally creating something that does not exist. That's what being an entrepreneur is. I know most of us, including myself, I didn't realize I was choosing the journey of entrepreneurship, right? Anybody? You're like, I want to coach, I want to help people, I want to do these things. Oh shit, I'm an entrepreneur. That means a lot more things than I realized. And I actually think it's an incredible thing because it's allowing you to innovate and be the cutting edge of your industry and lead something that does not exist yet. And that's what this is about. That's the businesses that are going to run. And I'm really creating this because I have seen and I've worked with so many incredible women told in this paradigm, right? Do more, follow this framework. This is the right way to your business. It is a bunch of crap, you guys. There's a zillion ways to run your business. There's a zillion ways to make money. And the biggest thing is it has to work for you and your life, or you will not make it in the long haul. And I know a lot of women have felt this pull between it's money, right? I either am going to get money or I'm going to live my life. And part of my intention of today is to show you guys how to build a wealth ecosystem so everything can compound together, so you can make more money, but most of all, that you're building a business that you actually love and that you enjoy. So, some of you guys know me very well, some of you guys don't. And I would just say my upbringing, my path to existence as a 32-year-old has been wild. Has been not your average coach, business coach who's come into the world. I was raised by two coaches myself. I would go to meditation workshops when I was 13 years old for 8 hours, learning to like communicate with men who were 40. Guys, it was weird and uncomfortable, and it changed my freaking life. I would not be the person I am today without how I was raised. And that's why I feel this is my birthright, my calling, my purpose, whatever it is, to do something with it. To not just sit on what I was raised with, but to give it more to the world, to more women, so you can have that ripple. I became a coach when I was 21 years old. Fun fact, I was a senior in college, and I had someone approach me based off how I was living my life. And she goes, "Can you teach my son how to do what you do?" And I was 21. Who, when you're 21, what do you know? What are you doing? Have any life direction? I did not have a career direction. And that changed my life. And I had the privilege to work inside of my mom's business, which is an incredible business, and learn a lot of things about coaching and facilitating. And it was amazing. And about 4 years ago, I was making about 80K, and I had about 30 to 40 one-on-one clients. I was working about 80-hour weeks. And I just knew that this was not sustainable for the life I actually wanted. I've always wanted to be a mom. And I knew in that moment, if I don't make moves now, I'm going to have a business and a life and a motherhood journey that I'm not going to want. And so I really looked at what I wanted in my life and really shifted and really dove into really understanding business, really understanding how to have an incredible impact, how to be in integrity, but also how to make this work for my life. And for those of you who don't know, I lost, and I will cry because every time there's people, I always do. I lost my dad 2 years ago, and it was that moment that you never expect to like lose something so close to you to wake you up to what you actually want. And it was really unexpected. And he was my greatest like business. Literally, our last conversation was a business call of him consulting me, walking into a room with two business owners who were way above where I was in business. And he said, "You just walk in like you own that room. You don't have to know everything. They want to be around you because you have something that they want." And that was our last conversation. And it changed me, because I think when you lose something so close to you, you stop spending any ounce of time on life that you don't actually want. And my dad passing away was my acceleration to what I wanted, was where I got really honest about what I wanted in my life, what I want my business to look like, the type of person I wanted to be. And it accelerated me with a lot of effort and obviously work. And that's my hope of today. I just want to say is I don't want any of you have to lose something in your life to push you faster towards your goals, to push you faster towards what you want. Because the things we want in our life, they're here, they're available to us. Yes, they require work and effort, but don't wait until like we lose those moments with people to be like, "Oh yeah, this life, it matters. Your life matters. Your time is precious." And it was through this journey of losing my dad that I can so proudly say I have a beautiful baby girl. She's a redhead, guys. I don't know where she gets it from. We are both brown, but her name is Summer. And it has literally been the best journey of my life being a mom. It is everything I've ever wanted it to be. And I'm so grateful that I have a business that allows me to be the mom I want to be and allows me to also be my business owner passion. Because for me, I love my business, it is a passion. The other thing I also wanted to mention is that, in the last 2 years, and I don't love talking about numbers, but let's get honest, it like gets your guys' attention somehow for some reason. So I will talk about them. I've generated over 870K in 2 years during some of the most hardest transitions of my life. And that is something I'm very big about is your business has to be built for life. That if you have a child, if unexpected things happen, is your business life proofed? And my business has shown me it is. And I will say that at the beginning of this year, I worked the least that I've ever worked in my life. It was weird. You're a new mom. You're like, I've worked the least I've ever worked. And I still generated over multi six figures in the first 6 months of this year. But most of all, what I'm actually really proud about is I've done a lot less in my business. And my client retention rate went up to 98%. So if you guys don't know what that means, I mean, many of my clients are here, like people stay because you provide a really good service, you provide something bigger, which we will go into. So I don't need to worry about sales and marketing, even though I do and I teach it, but it's everything. And I will tell you the biggest thing that of what has really fueled my passion even more about wealth is when I came home from the hospital, and I don't really talk about this part of motherhood very much, but I was bedridden with anxiety. And I mean, I have every mindset, transformational mindfulness tool, you name it, I literally coach it. And I could not fathom the anxiety I was experiencing. I literally had my mom had to sleep at my house and like literally hold me during my first night home from the hospital. And I needed help with things, with all these different things. And I will say to not have to think about money, to go, oh yeah, that's $10,000, fine. That's 5,000, fine. And to not ever let money be a reason why I cannot take care of myself and I cannot take care of my family is what has fueled my passion even more for the work that I do, because I don't want to suffer when I could be hiring support. And a lot of you guys do things that people need. There's services people need, right? And that's why it's getting your work out there because there's a need for it. So that is my journey to here. And my biggest passion behind everything, you guys, is your business is not the goal. Money is not the goal. Your life is the goal. And if your business is not built up well, strategically, supportively, you don't get that goal. And that's what my passion about everything that I do is that the business is the vehicle to your life. What I like to call life wealth. This is what came out of my dad's passing was realizing your life is freaking precious. Like live it, do what you want. And I don't mean this as like, woo, do it. I mean like seriously, do something about it. Right? And this is why we build businesses that really get to support that. So before I move on, I just would love to hear in the chat because I'm like an engaged person. I don't like to like talk to you guys. I'd love to know what is your version of life wealth for you? What would that be for you right now in your life? Thanks, you guys. What is your version of life wealth? Freedom and choice, freedom to have fun, and to be purposeful and have a powerful legacy, health, vitality, strong, happy, right relationships, being fully present in life. Ooh, so, oh my gosh, these are coming so fast. Being present with my son, having my husband around. Yeah, beautiful, fully expressed in myself and my services. Great. And this is really important, you guys, that we talk about, which we'll dive into, is this is where your own personal revolution begins. That if you look at any revolution, right, in time, in history, anyone think of a revolution of like, wow, that was a revolutionary moment. That person was a revolution for our society. Every revolution begins with a catalyst, a moment of, I'm done. This can't go on. And for me, honestly, that was last year. I realized that I built a business that I had hit 300K launches in a row. I was 9 months pregnant with a zillion Zoom calls. And honestly, the money was great. It felt awesome for my ego. But I realized it was actually taking a lot from me to be able to show up for all of it. And I wasn't in my creative nature as an entrepreneur. And I was constantly in the to dos and follow ups and all of it. And I knew there's no way I can do this way and have a baby. And that is why this was my awakening of like, something's got to change here. And a bigger catalyst is needed. And that is the opportunity that you all have right now. So, my invitation, it's not really an invitation. I'm just going to tell you, just do it. I promise you, it will help you. Just do it, you guys. You have to raise the bar on what you think you can actually have in your life. A lot of us have been conditioned, and your environment, social media, whatever it is, we're constantly being bombarded with what we can have, with what's allowed, with what we think is possible for ourselves. And let me tell you, you can do all the mindset, the inner work, the somatic work, the inner child work. Many of us have probably done it, and it's amazing. But there's also this really beautiful tool that you can also do, which is called say what you actually want in your life and don't go all in on it. And one of the biggest things that I really work with my clients on is we don't lower the bar for our life when life gets hard. You don't lower the bar when time is short. You don't lower the bar when your money's feeling stressed. You hold that bar and you rise to meet that bar of your life. And that is how not only you build businesses that are sustainable, that are not driven on emotions, that are not driven just on how you're feeling, but that's also how you actually awaken to what's really inside all of you. And I will tell you guys, this has been my game changer this year. Okay. If you can take anything from this, please take this. Whatever your bar is in life, hold it. Now, I'm not saying the timing might be the timing, right? We have no guarantee on timing, but it's not lowering our bar, right? When you're doing something in the business, oh, I'm tired today. No, you hold the bar. You show up for yourself. You count on yourself that I know I can create what I want in my life, and I'm not lowering that in any capacity. If I need to hire someone, if I need skills, if I need support and help, then you figure it out. And honestly, that's what entrepreneurship and business has shown me is how fucking capable we are as humans. Like, it's insane the opportunity we have, yet so many people live in what they're not doing, what they can't do yet, what's not available. It is a choice to see life through this lens. It is a choice every single day when the patterns take you out to come back to this is my bar, this is my life, this is what I want, and I'm not stopping until that happens. And let me tell you guys, your bar is not convenient. It's not convenient. What we want in our life is not convenient, but it will change your life if you actually hold it. And that's why one of the biggest things that I personally love is reminding my clients all the time of like, hey, you said you wanted this. Like, let's not lower the goal to meet where your limitation is speaking from right now. Let's hold the goal. Let's hold that bar of what you really want. So, okay, this quote is so good. So, fun fact, my dad used to always tell me that I was like Madonna. I definitely don't have the pointy gold, all the things. Anyways, we don't need to go into Madonna. But he used to say that I had a very big energy, loud energy, and people are going to love it or not love it. And that's cool. Like, I'm not for everyone. And that's cool. But ironically, I don't listen to anything about Madonna. And just last week, this quote came up, and I was like, this is wild how the universe just gives you right what you need. Everyone follows algorithms, and algorithms are the opposite of taking chances. They are the opposite of being unique. To really lead, you guys, in this day and age in business, you have to be willing to be unique, to be your own, to lead what you want to lead, to go for the life that you want to go for, and stop looking for the blueprint of it all. I mean, I will give you a lot of business strategy because I do think it's valuable, but really, it's the more I've learned to stand on my own, to be like, cool, if I'm for you, awesome. If I'm not for you, awesome. I'm not living for you. I live for me. And it's that conviction, what people want in business, what your life needs is your conviction for what you want, for what you're here to lead. And to know that that comes from really ultimately being yourself and holding that bar for what we want and letting our uniqueness, who we are, guide us to it. So, my goal is one shift. If you can take one thing, I already said that, but I'm saying it again. If you can take one practical thing, like in terms of strategy, this really changed the game for me last year. Income does not mean scalability. Money does not mean freedom. Gets very misconstrued. If you want to scale sustainably, you don't need more strategies piecemeal together. You need a wealth ecosystem that makes every part of your business work together in this current market. I will tell you, I'm the first who totally have been sucked into seeing the person on social media. Has anyone ever, right? She's making millions. She's on her private jet. She's got her Louis bag. Going, damn, she's got it. I need her. I need to do, what did she do? Maybe if I follow what she did, then I'll have that. And I will tell you, this past year, I've gotten a lot smarter, even though I'm 32, but a lot smarter, where I really started to realize money is not everything, but actually a model that makes money, that gives me the life that I want. That's what scalability is about. And I will share with you guys that this year, I did not focus on income. I have not focused on growing my revenue. I have not focused on how high of an income amount can I hit. I've been focused on refining my model, testing, so I can teach you this. Because anybody can make money. That doesn't mean you're profiting. That doesn't mean it's actually giving the life that you want. It doesn't mean that you have spaciousness to live. Many people who might be making a ton aren't with their kids, which for me is not in alignment. I will not choose my business over my daughter. Right? And it's really important. And that's why one of the things that I really want you guys to get from today is how to build a scalable model and to prioritize scalability over income, because it stacks over time. It builds over time. It has a compounding impact. And at the end of the day, your time is your greatest asset. You know how a lot of people talk about money and investing and learn from this person? You know, your greatest asset is your time. Literally, you cannot grow time. You cannot make more time. You can make more money, not time. And that's why building your businesses in a way that gives you back more time for your life, that's what this is about. That's what I see, you know, we've gone through a lot of, like, as women, of like empowerment and money, and we're boss babes, right? But it's like, if it's not giving you the spaciousness, what is the point? What is the point? And so now I will say something that I do that you can try on is when I learn from people, I either learn from their skill, like they have a skill set that I want to learn, or I learn from, wow, you've built a model that I want. And I'm learning from your model. And that's really helpful so that I'm not blindly following things that aren't actually in alignment with the person that I want to be in my life. So, revolutions don't burn down the old, they reveal the new. The old way of business has been about followers, content pillars, funnels, following what someone exactly did, their framework, their blueprint. And people are waking up that they do not just want your solutions for your services, they want more than that. I can tell you right here, right now, the new era of business is about building movements. And we will get into it. It's about building community led brands. When your business is built like a movement with purpose, with conviction, you attract aligned clients and you repel the rest. And that's a great thing. And this is about you deciding right now, like my goal right now, right here, is that you take this and go, I'm building something different. I'm doing something different as a result of listening to this training. That you're not just inspired, but your life is going to change on the other side of this. And that comes from realizing, okay, I have something to lead bigger than just my solutions of services, different than my ideal client. And here's her pain point, and here's her solutions. That is flat. That is the basics. That is not going to last over the next 5 to 10 years. I can tell you right now, not with AI, not with any of this, because the one thing that AI and programs and all of it cannot replace is your unique lens on building a movement. That is the one human thing that you have that nothing can replace that. So there's more available to us as women. You want to know the funniest thing? Want to know my biggest objection I get from women? Most people, right, when we think about objections, we think about time, money, right? Common objections, not a good time, don't have the money. One of my biggest ones actually for my clients is I'm good. And that's the problem. The problem is a lot of people are good in life. A lot of people are living in I'm good, settling for the I'm good level. And my intention of my brand, of my business, is that women live beyond the I'm good, that women are living in extraordinary, that you wake up every single day and go, damn, this is everything I've ever wanted. One of my life philosophies that I've lived off of has been, if this were my last day, have I lived my life? Am I showing up as a person that I'm proud to be? And I can proudly say, you guys, yes. Yes. And it's been work, but that's what this is about, is living an extraordinary life. And you're allowed to want more. When I was at that, 150K mark, I was like, I'm good. I'm good. And I was like, but I secretly want more. I want to make more. I want more choice to do what I want. I don't want to think about money and budgeting and profits and taxes. I don't want to think about that. I wanted more, and I let myself want more every day. You can be in integrity and make lots of money. You can own your bigness, you, and what you have to share. And the impact you're here to create is not just for you, it's empowering your family, your clients, and everyone they touch. And the great ripple effect that you have is far beyond what you will ever know. You will never know the impact of your life presence on people. But what I can tell you is, as you let yourself go for more, your impact is greater. Your ripple is felt, is seen. One of my greatest privileges of being and doing the work that I do is doing this with all of you, right? It's not for me, it's for you. It's that this ripples into your life and you do something with that. That's the beauty of human beings is we impact each other, we change one another. And so it's about letting yourself go for more. So, in true Kristi fashion, I'm going to invite you guys to actually, before I do, I would love to hear just in the chat what is one thing that is landing for you, that is like hitting, landing in any capacity? A word, a line. Beautiful. Health to not settle, innovate, business system that works together, hold the bar. Yeah, we get to want more. Beautiful. So beautiful. Okay. So I'm going to invite you guys to take a moment. I have picked out a song that has held me through many moments this past year. And let yourself be impacted. Let yourself open to what you actually want to build, what you're here to lead, the wealth that is already inside of you. Okay? We're just doing one song so you can close your eyes, whether you're comfortable in your body or not. If you're in my world, everybody can tell you, you will get used to it. So, closing your eyes.
Don't let the voices, the opinions, the judgment of others stop you from putting one foot in front of the other. Stand in the glory of you.
And just
Don't
open.
let anything stop you from sharing your light, from being who you are. You've got this.
I'm writing a letter to little me. Got a lot to tell, but I'll make it brief, because I'm very certain we'll meet again. I know the world would dare steal your faith. The books are gonna try to rewrite your name. Sometimes the will to fight might disappear.
Just keep opening.
But you won't back down to stones. You will wade through the mud. And when your tender hope is gone, I'll be here to remind you, you've got this, dear me. Ooh, ooh,
Open to your wealth.
You may fall, but you will rise. You may stumble, but carry on. Feeling down, baby, it's okay. Take your time and you will be alright. You won't back down, just on. No, you won't, no, you won't, yeah, yeah. You will wade through the mud, yes, yeah. And when you're tender, hope is gone, I'll be here to remind you, you've got this, dear me, yeah, yeah. You've got this.
Just keep letting yourself open even more. How much wealth can you open to?
Writing a letter to little me. So much unspoken, but don't forget, if you ever need a hero, please look inside.
Don't give up. Stand in the glory of you. and don't let anything stop you. You're here for a reason. Stand in all of your light and give the world what you came here to give them. You've got this.
Just keeping your eyes closed and just letting yourself just feel where you have this. Where you've got what you actually want right now. You've got it. You don't need someone to tell you that you've got it. You need to let yourself open to how much you have, how much you know, and how much you're here to leave. We're just taking a last deep breath in your body, breathing in and letting your breath out. You can let your arms up if you want, and just feeling what this energy feels like. And you can slowly open your eyes. And I'd love you to just drop in the chat what feeling came through. What did you get from that? What feeling or thought? Relief. Oh. Yeah. Focus, claim, power. I've got this. Expansion, held by myself. Connection to self. Peace and hopeful. Yeah. Relaxing, connected, appreciation. Beautiful. Beautiful. And this is just the beginning, you guys. Like, this is always available to you, and what you want to lead and what you're here and the wealth that is already available to you is here. And it's like, we just need to be reminded. That's what I love about the community and having women together. It's a reminder of like, hey, we do this. This is the standard of women, is of women actually rising, of women actually owning what they know, of women actually sharing that and then making money doing it. Like, that's what this is about you being in an environment where you get to step into that every single day. Because for me, that's what I see when I see you guys and showing up here and doing this. What I see is that in you. And this is what you get to come back to. This is your reminder. This is your opening. So with that, there also are some real practical things to have in your business. I think my music is still on. Give me one moment. Let me pause that music, even though I absolutely love it. I'm happy to share all the songs. If you know me, I have the best songs possibly known to mankind. So I'm happy to share them. They will change your life. Just the lyrics alone will change your life. Okay, so we are going to move into, and this is where I want to say, as we move into this, like, write down ideas that are coming to you guys for your business. My intent of this is not just giving you concepts, is giving you something to do something about in your life and in your business to change something. That's what this is about. So the first thing of the shift and the change of where business is headed and what you guys have available to you is having a movement model business. This is the vision. This is impact. And knowing that your business is more than just a brand, it's a movement that you're leading. And community-led brands, I can tell you, mark my words, this is where things are going. If your business is not community-led and the brand is leading to a greater movement, solutions are no longer going to make it. And your messaging, what you're creating, how you speak, the way you present needs to be community-led, and we'll get into what that means. The brands that lead revolutions lead something bigger than just solutions. This is where your conviction is going to be felt. So I wanted to show you guys a lot of the things that I've done in my business. I did not learn the strategy. I literally, I will just say, I'm a good human who likes people, who loves to support, and I follow what felt right in my business a lot. And I have always prioritized my community, and I have always allowed my community to be a part of my journey. So what I mean by that is I have a very community-led brand, right? I have people on this call from my first round of Wealthy Women over 2 years ago. I have people who just rejoined my program from my first program literally just yesterday because of this. Not because I'm trying to make sales, but because I've unintentionally designed a community-driven brand. And I finally realized it, and I was like, this is genius. I need to teach everybody this. So when my dad passed away, this photo, I created a workshop called Awaken to Wealth. It was my way of giving back to the world, my way of doing something with his passing. And through that experience, if you look at my social media, if you look at my journey, I let you into me. It's not about you knowing all the secrets about my personal life, but I let people know me. I let people know what I'm going through. I let people know what I've moved through to get here. I mean, literally my clients, I have so many clients who have been with me for years. And it's not because let me keep them. It's because I've built something that they're a part of bigger than me. And that's what this is about. So for me, that was my first round of Wealthy Women. That was going to Canada and facilitating workshops for my clients within a few months of when my dad passed away. It was my way of letting them join my journey. And I will say now it's very much about my motherhood journey and living my life and at the beach and my family. But if you look at it, people are not just buying you for a solution. They want to be a part of what you're leading. And when you let them be a part of it, it takes away a lot of objections. It takes away a lot of walls and all of this, like you need to build trust and all these things that everybody likes to sell you. You just need to be a person who's willing to like bring them on the journey of the movement that you want to lead here. So as I mentioned, people are looking for leaders in the space, not just what you do, not just your service, not what you provide, a leader, right? Do I see you as a leader in your industry? They don't just want you to solve their problems. And so I want you for a moment to write in the chat, just take one of these questions. If my business were leading a revolution, what belief would I stand for? What future am I hoping my clients to step into? What truth are you inviting people in through your work? So take one of these questions and answer it in the chat. Just whatever comes to you. Great. Being true to yourself. I want women to feel comfortable in their own skin. I stand for women stepping into their power and bringing that unique dream that's on their heart in this world. Healthy love and connection, access to the best, fully expressed soul. Beautiful. Beautiful. These are so great. Embracing imperfections. So what I will give you guys is that your brand, your business, everything, I want to hear this belief again and again. What is everybody, let's see, let's test you guys, okay? What is one of my big beliefs about my brand? If you could say it in the chat, what's Kristi's belief about our brand? Like if you said like my belief or my main message that I'm trying to put across. This is a test if I'm actually doing a good job. You can have it all: movement, wealth in every area of your life. Yes. Meaning, belonging through connection, story making. Great. Yes. So a big thing that I talk a lot about is, it's about your life. It's about creating a life you love. Yes, it's wealth, not just being money. It's in how you're living your life. you want your audience, your clients, they should know what your belief is. And if they don't, it's because you haven't talked about it enough. And that's what I want you guys to emphasize moving forward is what is your movement? And a lot of times I will say, and this is a deeper conversation, is your movement comes from your unique genius, which we go into a lot inside of my programs, is really uncovering what you do uniquely and how you do it, and then how to market that way. So this is what, write that line down, whatever you wrote down. Okay, now we're going to go into the strategy. So your wealth ecosystem. So as I mentioned, you guys, I could totally run this experience and make you feel so good and so high and so like, woo, I can take over the world. But then be like, now what do I do in the actual business? Okay. So one of the things that I'm very, very, very big about is I'm here to expand you into your fullest potential that is within you. But also there are literal timeless business foundations that I don't care how good you are at what you do. I don't care how connected you are, how inspired you are. If you are not running your business on actual timeless business foundations, it's just not going to get out there, and it's going to be a lot more work. So I'm purposely choosing not just the feel good feels for you guys, but actually to give you guys what is the strategy. And just to say, this year alone, I have invested over $50,000 in this, in learning strategy, what's working, and the foundation of how simple business gets to be. Because I don't know about you, but I feel like I learned business in a way overcomplicated way, in piecemealing a bunch of things together. And that is why my dedication, and that is why I've completely revamped, and even more so, get ready, wealthy women, gals, even more simplifying the process of how we get to grow a business. Because when it's simple, then you just get to shine. That's what we want. So your wealth ecosystem, most people think they have a sales or marketing problem, but the reality is your business is not built to work together. You keep trying to fix symptoms, right? Followers, likes, calls, program names, graphics, the workshop, the launching, not the system. Okay. That is a distraction from what's really going on. And I want to say with a system, it's like your body, right? Our heart, our liver, everything, our throat, everything, our bodies are freaking amazing. Like, look what I can do right now. It's amazing. But it's because everything works together. And if I were to go to my body and be like, I just need to fix my heart, I just need to fix my throat, that's not how it works. Everything connects. And it's the same thing for our business. So what we need is a real business strategy built on a system, an ecosystem where everything is feeding one another. So I have put together your wealth ecosystem. This is what I truly, truly, in my heart of hearts, of everything that I've tested this year in the last 4 years of my business, I've learned and invested over $100,000 in the last 4 years of my business in mentorship around these things. I can tell you right now, in studying where the market is going, this is it. Like, this is taking timeless business principles and applying it to where things are going, which is what we do. So it starts with a community-driven brand. Your movement, the reason why people are listening to you is not because of just what you do. It's because of the brand. Then you want to have very directed, conversion-driven marketing. Your marketing is not just to show things. It's not just content pillars. It is designed to convert. If it's not designed to convert, you're wasting your time. You want to have scalable offers, right? We talked about going the long haul in life. We want you to be able to go the long haul. We want you to be able to scale. And to do that, we need authentic base sales. If anyone is on this call, so many people, one of the biggest things that I get is someone on a sales call with me and they go, I don't like sales. And I go, you know, you're on a sales call? And they go, oh yeah, this is nice. This is fun. And I'm like, yeah. Sales, like, yes. Do I have things to sell you guys? Of course I do. I have a business. I have a service to run, right? But I'm not here to sell you. I have a product that I know is going to actually help you, and you're a person who would benefit from it. That's a match. I'm not trying to get you to do something so I can make money, right? So when we actually learn how to sell the humanistic way, we stop trying all these like frameworks and scripts. Even though I do give a lot of that in my programs, The goal of it though, and that's why the Women and Wealthy Women know, like we do also, you get feedback. Like you need feedback on how your sales is coming across, right? It's not enough to just like follow a template. So we're gonna dive into it. I'm gonna skip this slide for the sake of time, guys, but do yourself a nice little audit, check where you are. And the biggest thing I want to say in regards to this is we're not going to go into it now, but if you are like, wow, I'm really low or whatever it is, it's not that something's broken. It's just like you've disconnected parts to your business and we want to connect them together. We want every part of your business working together like a well-oiled machine where oh, I didn't even say it, but your retention, just to go back, your retention directly impacts your marketing. Your retention impacts how you sell. Your offers impact what your brand look like. Okay. So the goal is everything is working together and everything is compounding together. So everything is very intentional about how we design it. So let's dive into community driven brands. We did this already a little bit, but I want you to look at right now. So I'm going to ask you guys a series of questions. Yes, no. Just yes, no. Okay. I know it's probably could be a range, but go for the yes, no's. I love black, white, right? Red, green, simplicity. Does your brand stand for something bigger that your audience cares about? Yes or no? Drop it in the chat. Yes, yes. Good. Yes, good, guys. Okay. I'm going to add another question. Do they know what your brand stands for? Are they very clear on what your brand stands for? Okay. Okay. I hope so. Yes or no, baby? Need to increase this. Yes or no? Yes or no, guys? Yes, no. We don't do maybes in my world. Okay. Are you bringing them along your personal evolution related to this topic? Okay. I'm going to move to the next one. Great. Are you making them feel like an equal to you that they get to contribute? So what I mean by this is, you know how there's a lot of brands where it's very much like about the person and it's almost like, I want to be in her space. I personally don't believe in that. I think those brands are not going to last. People see through it. So you want to feel like in my business, for instance, you guys know you're like a part of me, right? Like we're in this together. I'm just because I make money or I know how to help you in your business. I'm not like above you in some way. I don't look at like I'm the authority and you're below me. A lot of brands position themselves that way, though. If you look at it, I personally do not think that's going to last. So what I want you to look at is like, are you making the people in your life feel like an equal, like they get to contribute to you and your brand? Or are you making it that you are so separate from them in some capacity? Or maybe you just haven't even thought about this. And if so, your answer should be no. So just yes, no. Okay. And this one, I'm going to do a scale for the last one. How engaged are you with them on a scale of 1 to 10? How engaged are you? And I mean like engaged, like actually having real conversations, not posting online. Just to be very clear, engage is like I actually am connected with my audience. Okay. Okay, great. And again, a frame for everybody. Everything is through the lens of feedback, neutral feedback. We always can improve in our business. This is part of business. And that's what we want to shift and change. And there's different aspects that we want to improve on, which is great. So the next piece is conversion-driven marketing. This is knowing how to speak to your ideal client where they feel seen, heard, and connected with. So you're saying the things that they're actually really uncomfortable to probably say out loud. And when you say it, they go, oh, what a breath of fresh air, right? Like even probably me, and I can try this on, but like me saying, oh, there's a lot of brands that are hierarchy, right? Those are probably things that we don't consciously think about, but you're like, yeah, I don't like how that person is making it like they're so great and I'm not on their level, right? but I'm saying the thing that I know that some of my clients think about, right? I don't want that brand. And then you create a resistance to actually building the brand you want. It's about being very strategic in the content that you're building so that everything is feeding each other and that you're really specific of where you're guiding them. And this is really important, you guys, having one system and one way of communicating to bring new leads in, and another system for nurturing. So you actually need two different systems and communication styles when we're attracting new people into our world and we're nurturing our current people, right? We need new leads coming into the business and we need to nurture those leads. That requires two different ways of communicating, right? One is just getting them interested in our world, in our services. The other is really nurturing them with having directed wanting to convert them, obviously, into our services. This, I will say, this part of this training, specifically this slide, there's so much to this I could go into, and there's just no way I can go into like the depth of what's really required here. But I just want to say this is so key, so you're not wasting your time on a podcast, an email, an Instagram post, but you're really driving for conversion. It's really important. You will need to do less marketing because it's more focused. So I want you to pick one piece of content to share that you clearly know where your audience wants to go to. So let's say you have a social post or an email or whatever it is, or a conversation. Be very clear. Pick one person, one piece of content. Where are you sending them? Is it a freebie? Is it a call with you? This is probably the biggest mistake I see. You don't even know where you want them to go. You're like, I'm just posting. I'm just putting up the thing. I'm just sending out an email. Give them one place. You are the airplane person, okay? One person. This lane, go here, okay? One piece of content. Then authentic based sales. So sales is a skill. Sales women are not born, unfortunately. Really, true sales is an embodied leadership skill. And it is really learning how to read what someone is saying below what they're saying. This is where a lot of people get caught in sales. You're following templates, you're following scripts, you're missing the person. Sales is learning to read when someone on a call with you or in their content or whatever it is. Are you actually speaking to what they really desire? Are you speaking to where they're really at? When they get hesitant on the call, are you leaning in and getting curious there? Or did you just try to follow your script? Right? So I will say something about sales is it requires a lot of feedback. Most of us have no idea how our sales is actually coming across with our content and in conversations. And this is why you need a lot of repetition and a lot of feedback, because you may think that you're communicating clearly, but I can tell you without the feedback, we don't actually know. And it's really about focusing less on the sale and a lot more on the connection with the person. That is like our number one priority. Scalable offers. So this is where you want to make sure, this is what we talked about at the very beginning, you guys. This is going to look different for every business I just want to name. And I really want to emphasize this may take time to build out scalable offers. You want to design offers that are going to give you more space and deeper impact. So what I will say is that we want to be very intentional about how we're designing your offers and what we are putting in your offer. I will tell you the ones that I think that are actually doing really well right now is a lot of people waste a lot of time on low ticket or a random offer, or this 6-week thing. I'm telling you guys right now, like that is not a business plan. That is just random, what's going to sell? That's not how we want to run our businesses. We want to be very intentional. What is my scalable offer that I'm growing? What am I doing now? And how do I actually bring that long term for where I actually want to go? And something I really recommend is, that's why I don't recommend following what everybody is like. You see a lot of low ticket right now, or this program, or do this. Just so you guys know, I have 2 core offers and my income has grown this year. I do less, but I actually can give more to those programs. and refine them even better because I actually have the space to do so because I'm not doing a bunch of random things. I personally think mid-tier programs is going to be where it's at. I think people want more connection with you. It might be higher price, but you're going to get a more engaged buyer and a higher transformation as a result of it. Longer and more value. And it's what we do inside of Wealthy Woman. Just letting you guys know. Retention. So this is the secret sauce to business. I never tried to use client retention as a strategy. And then I realized, wow, as I meet more and more people, it actually is a really great strategy that I've been naturally doing that I didn't even know. And you need way less time on marketing and sales, and you actually get to do more of the work you love. So when you are designing programs really effectively, and see, this is what client retention comes down to. I'm going to give you guys my basic of what I've seen work. You have to design programs differently, and there has to be a really good community element. So, like for instance, inside of Wealthy Woman, I have many people who resign who have been in it for a really long time. All my gals know you're not getting the same month after month. Kristi's probably reiterated it and added more to it and switched it up. That's part of, I do that because one, and I will bring that to the lower point, I'm always trying to think ahead of what they need before they need it. That is what running a great program does. A lot of people create generic one-on-one memberships, group, whatever it is, you're creating it generic. And that's why you're getting generic results. I mean that with love, but it's just true. You want to be able to make sure that your clients feel connected to you, that they feel connected to the community and the purpose of the program. Like I said, I'm just telling you right now, people, for client retention, people want more than just solutions, right? One of my clients is who's on this call right now, like she has such a high client retention. It's one of the things we actually talked about. She has such a high client retention now, but it's also because of how she's designed her programs to do that. And it requires that entrepreneur innovation. And there are also key things you want to add in for client retention. And I will just tell you, when we look at the three things, we started with the movement, we started with the wealth ecosystem, and retention. I really think where business is going for women and in general, you guys, is focused on retention, focus on a real business foundation, principles, all of it, and leading a community-led brand and movement. And you put those things in place, I guarantee your business is going to not just make it, but it's going to be easier, because anyone can make it. Anyone can make money, but we want to make it easier for you. And there are certain things in place. People have woken up to that. They want more connection. People don't want all these passive things. People want to be connected to you, your values, your brand, who you are, what you're leading. And the way you actually get them better results is by them actually being in a more involved program with you. And I will just say, serve your clients. A lot of people can focus on sales, marketing. Give to your damn clients, guys. Like, give them the best experience they've ever gotten. I've gotten so much fluff from so many business coaches. Do less, give them less. Nope, not me. My client retention speaks for itself because of that. I will never give my clients less. And actually, if anything, all of my programs right now are getting even more of me and more support because I can feel it's needed. And at the end of the day, my integrity is, am I actually giving someone the result that I'm asking them to pay for, right? That's what I'm going for. And so it's giving them what they actually need and in how the program is designed. And this is your time. I will really just want to emphasize this, that revolutions and really ideas and inspiration and all of it, if it stays just in theory, in thought, in planning, it's not going anywhere. And one of the big things that we talk a lot about in my world is action, right? Is embodied action, embodied integrity, that every decision, every offer, every post becomes the expression of what you're here to lead. But you have to decide, not next year, not later. Remember, time is your greatest asset. time is our greatest asset. I always think about it, 3 years ago, or I think it was 4 years ago, I hired my first ever business coach. It was $25,000 for 3 months. Woo! Girl was making less than 100K, guys. That was scary. And you know what my dad said to me? I will never forget. My parents, both of my parents, they said to me, the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to learn. And that investment is why I'm here. Because, and I just want to say, I have invested in learning business, in learning what my business needs while holding my integrity. And it could have taken me 5 or 10 more years to get to where I am in business, but I paid to accelerate my timeline. And I just want to say that's how I personally look at investments, is that.